just as long as he's in
as long as the
a
curtains
nicely
are
covered
drawn.
area.
Yeah.
But if he's indoors, he can be Ghost Rider all day long.
Yeah,
With
basically.
the lights off.
Yeah, yeah. He himself is a light, so you don't.
Yeah. It doesn't need anything.
You've got to be.
Saves a fortune on electricity.
Yeah. Power's out, flame on. Just reading a book.
Just saying.
Have you ever been like reading something or watching and it starts to get dark and you can't be asked to go and get the lights?
Yeah. Just read it. Oh, the only thing I miss is my monkey channels.
Just reading monkey magazines instead.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Wendy, I'm home.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Go to hell and take your friends with you!
Carpet Day! No!
Get off my plane.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's what made you did!
I lied.
Hello, and this is Movies to Drink To. And today we are doing somehow, I think, our first Nicolas Cage film.
Is it?
I think it is.
That seems unlikely, but
Yeah, it does, but
Alright.
I think it is.
yeah, I don't remember doing another one, got to be honest.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it's taken this long.
I know, right?
Ghost
what,
Rider.
what a film to start off with.
Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. He's the man. The man with the flaming skull. Before we go on, don't forget to like and subscribe.
All the good stuff.
Yes, for all the good stuff. I mean, share and all that. Blah, 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 blah. You know what to do. It's 2022. You know what to do. So, Ghost Rider. Comic book adaptation.
Yes,
A Marvel one.
it is.
From 70s was he first introduced?
70s, I think, first of all. Yeah, I can't remember when he first appeared.
Because wasn't it originally a Western thing?
Well,
And
yeah,
then they
but it
changed
wasn't.
him.
Yeah, there was a character called the Ghost Rider that was kind of nothing to do with this.
The cowboy.
Yeah, the cowboy one, which is Carter Slade.
Yeah.
Who then became added to the Ghost Rider mythology when they kind of updated with the Johnny Blaze character.
Yeah. But they changed his name to Phantom Rider.
Yeah.
Writing.
But yeah, I mean, within the Marvel comics, there's been a few Ghost Riders.
Yes, yeah.
Johnny Blaze was kind of the first big one. You had Danny Ketch, which was like the 90s one. And then you had Robbie Reyes, which appeared in like the 2000s. And sometimes like Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze both rode motorbikes. Robbie Reyes had a big fucking muscle car.
Okay.
So yeah, there's been a few. Robbie Reyes is the iteration of the character that appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Didn't see it.
Nah.
Never
It's
mind.
not a bad go at it, to be fair.
Okie doke.
Probably better than this.
So, Ghost Rider from 2007. This was in development for 15 years, by the way. Written and directed by Mark Steven Johnson, who also did
Daredevil. So we knew it was going to be a banger.
We have a whole episode on that. If you want to go
Yes.
check that out after this, do it. It stars Nicolas Cage, Eva Mendes, Sam Elliott, who actually thinks he's a cowboy, Wes Bentley, Peter Fonda, Donald Logue, and Matt Long. The plot,
beeth. When motorcycle rider Johnny Blaze sells his soul to the devil to save his father's life, he is transformed into the Ghost Rider, the devil's own bounty hunter, and is sent to hunt down sinners.
Kind of. Yes. That's sort of the... Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Right. Whatever.
it's a loose version.
So, our film begins with a shot of the moon, which is, for some reason, in a lot of films, fucking massive. The moon is not that big, really.
No, if it's ever that big, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Why is it always so...
Fuck knows.
Maybe it's that these are all actually set on different planets. It's a movie conspiracy theory that most films are actually set on different
the
planets.
movie universe, the Earth is actually flat. And that's the point where the moon is way close.
Right. So then we get some narration, some voiceover from Sam Elliott talking about legends and Ghost Riders in the Old
legends are
West.
real.
Yeah. rah, rah. And every generation has one.
Yeah.
A Ghost Rider, apparently.
Which is kind of debunked later, but anyway.
Yeah. And this is, in the Old West, in the old Wildy West, there is the Ghost Rider of those days, and he goes out to get a contract, which apparently is worth 1,000 souls.
Yeah, from San Veranda or some
Some shitty town
Yeah.
in Mexico, we think. But it was too powerful to give to the devil, so he done what no one had done before. And he outran the devil himself.
Which isn't difficult when the devil just stands there and
Yes.
watches him go.
Yes.
It's not really outrunning the devil.
No.
The devil's like, oh, bye then.
Yeah, he just rides away and the devil makes no effort to
Yeah, he
chase
just
after
goes,
him.
Damn you!
Doesn't.
Yeah,
Stupid.
literally dumb as fuck. Already.
But then we get the CGI title card, which is also terrible.
Oh, yeah, the batshit credits.
Yeah.
That are supposed to be along the lines of, well, had a
Highway
similar
to
thing with
Hell.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
And they did, like, the X-Men, the original X-Men was, like, flying through shit.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's supposed to be like that, and it's just like, stop.
They did this a lot in like the 2000s, didn't they? Like the one with Jason X,
Yeah.
where it's like
yeah.
zooming through all this blodgy CGI stuff.
And it turns out it's his brain,
brain or
something,
some
yeah.
shit. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway,
We did that, by the way, Jason X.
we've also done Jason X. Yes, yes. You name it, we've probably done it.
Apart from any Nick Cage films.
Yes. So now we have this is a fun fair stunt show,
Yes.
and we meet a young Johnny Blaze.
The Carney.
He is a carny, but can you use that word?
I don't know. Is it derogatory?
I don't know. They say it in the film, so
They do say it.
We're just
and-
quoting.
Yeah.
Yes. Johnny Blaze and his dad is giving him shit because he messes up whilst trying to impress.
Oh, yeah, he shows off and he does like a wheelie thing and then
Yeah.
he stacks it.
Or nearly does, doesn't he? Because
Yeah.
he's showing off to the girl in the crowd.
Roxy.
Yes. Johnny is in love with Roxy, or Roxanne, but she's leaving.
Yep.
She's leaving town because her dad doesn't think Johnny's any good for her,
No.
and that he's just a phase.
Yes.
Which is probably true.
Well, yeah. It doesn't establish that she's not a Carney, I don't think.
No, I don't know what she is.
So, I mean, when did they meet? Because, I mean, if Johnny's a Carney, they travel around a lot. So how long
Yeah.
has this relationship been going on?
I
Like
don't
10
know.
minutes.
Yeah, probably.
And
Yeah.
stuff. Like my dad says you're not good enough for me. Probably not. I mean, like
No.
he's gonna leave in a minute anyway.
Yeah. No, but he carves J and R into J and R
tree.
forever into a tree
Yeah.
because that's what you did back in the day.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, let's run away. Let's run away together." So that's their plan.
Yeah, they're gonna meet at noon tomorrow
Yes.
and leave
Yes. At that tree.
at that tree.
Yes. Remember that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, his dad is passed out drunk in the armchair.
Well, he's been reading the photo album, which has bored him to sleep.
Yes. Also, isn't it just like pretty much the same shot as in Daredevil? The
Yeah.
dad's passed out drunk
Pretty
in the
much.
armchair.
Except
Yeah.
he doesn't miraculously sober up this
No,
time.
no, he doesn't. And Johnny finds out that his dad has cancer because someone sent him a letter saying you have cancer.
Yeah, which he picks out the bin.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I don't know how it grabbed his attention and stuff because I've never walked past a bin with like bits of paper on it and gone,
I wonder what that says.
yeah, I wonder what that is.
Once, years ago, when I was at work, there was a bit of paper just on the street,
Right.
just on the floor on the street. And I don't know why, but something
Compelled you.
compelled me because it wasn't like thrown away. It was like folded, just a random piece of paper. So I picked it up, and on it, somebody had obviously been keeping some kind of diary
Yeah.
of all of their bowel movements.
Why?
I'm assuming because they had some
Oh, they
issues,
must have been ill, yeah.
and their doctor had told them to.
No, it's not just a hobby.
And there it was, like Monday, and the times, and
Consistency?
yes,
Shouldn't laugh. This person's probably...
yeah.
Oh, God.
I was just like, oh wow. I mean, they might need this, but also, what do I do? Do I hand it in to the nearest doctor? I found this. Thank you.
Cheers. It's not much good without the patient, but still.
Christ. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Yes. But yeah, so he's found out his dad has cancer.
Yes.
That night, the devil shows up.
Mephistopheles.
Yes, who is not the devil, but in this film he is.
Yes.
Mephistopheles.
I don't know. In the comics, there's various different versions of the devil. There's Mephisto, which I think is who this is supposed to be.
Right.
Mephistopheles. Mephisto is like the Marvel Universe devil, so I suppose he is kind of. in this.
Mephistopheles originally,
Yeah.
the name comes from the story of Faust,
Right.
which is the original selling your soul to the devil thing.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in that story. He isn't the devil. He's just one of his like demons.
Ah, gotcha.
But in it, we really are. He's the devil in this. Okay.
We're picking holes in a Nick Cage comic book movies.
He shows up, played by Peter Fonda.
Who looks bored.
He really is wasted in this.
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
He? Like,
And he knows it.
yes. Yeah, they could have done so much more with him. Just
Absolutely.
even just the way they fucking light him. It's just
Yeah.
like it's all wrong.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean, this is the guy from, what do we call it?
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider. And
Yeah.
not once do they put him on a bike.
No.
Not once.
No.
Waste.
The devil, as I say, he arrives and he wants to help him out with a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Basically, he says, if you sell me your soul, I will cure your dad's cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was like your wife or a child, but your aging father.
Wow.
Like,
To sell your soul. I mean, but it's all the family he's got.
yeah, but I mean, my dad now is in his 70s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sell my soul. Like, he's had a good life. If it was like a kid, if it was like my niece or something, it'd be different.
Yeah.
But your aging dad, come on, let's be honest.
Fucking hell. I mean, moving on. What I took from that is the guy walks in, like this random stranger walks in, and he's like, I can cure your dad's cancer if we make a deal. And Johnny's interest is instantly perked up. He doesn't question it. He's not like, are you a doctor or a scientist? No, random stranger. Tell me more. Name your price. And he goes, oh, we're going to make a deal. He goes, what's the deal? He goes, you sell me your soul. And that is when Johnny goes, well, this is ridiculous.
But yeah, he gets a paper cut from the contract,
Yeah. And,
which is enough. That apparently that counts as his blood on the page. That's a signature.
yeah, in the middle of reading the small print.
Yeah.
And the Mephistopheles is like, oh, there you go, you've signed it. Now.
Yeah.
I was like, what? No, I haven't.
So the next morning, his dad wakes up, healthy as a horse.
Yeah.
Yep, he's perfectly fine. He looks great. He's in good shape, and then he's dead.
Yeah, when he
Because
goes to do the show on his own,
Yes, he goes to do a stunt on his motorbike, and the
Yeah.
devil shows up and just looks at him.
and he falls over
And he falls over.
into the ring of fire.
Yes, and he dies.
Yeah.
So
Also, Mr. Trick to use a great Johnny Cash song at that point.
he did. Yes. There you go. Mess with the devil, you get burnt.
Yes.
Literally.
And yeah, you're like, but the contract.
Yes.
So, wow.
Well, that
Didn't
was
say that he was going to keep him alive.
exactly. Haha. Johnny goes to confront the devil, and the devil says, "One day I'm going to need you."
Yeah,
he?
Johnny sort of rides off, and the devil appears in the middle of the road, and Johnny falls off his bike. Methy Poo's here is a hazard. Like
Yeah.
obviously, like to all bikers, like he
Yes.
just gets in the way and you fall off. But yeah, he's like, he says like, I didn't promise that I'd keep him alive or whatever. I said I'd cure the cancer.
Yeah. And he says, "I'm going to need you one day.
Yeah,
That's why I'm going to keep you alive. Until that day, forget about friends and family and love."
yeah.
And I don't quite understand. Does he put a spell on him when he says that? Like, because surely you'd just be like, no, I'm just going to ignore that advice, actually.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make just because he told you you're not allowed. Doesn't
Yeah.
make it, all right, I won't then.
Yeah. And
Right.
but he doesn't.
I
Because
don't- yeah, and-
he leaves Roxanne at the tree.
yeah.
But swings past to look at her
Yeah,
and then
no,
fucks
just
off.
to make sure she knows that he's fucking off without her.
Yeah.
Like,
He rides away.
Yeah, it is absurd and doesn't make any fucking sense at all. There's no like binding spell or anything. It's just like, like I'm gonna need you at some point. So keep your diary clear. Don't get all like bogged down with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
If I turn up and you're gonna be like, oh, I can't. Like,
I'm
I've gotta-
married. Yeah, no.
We're just doing the nursery up.
Yeah. You will leave your girlfriend. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. So, yeah, he rides off.
Also, it's a bit dark. Look, when he rides past Roxy's waiting in the rain, it's a bit dark for noon.
Yeah. I remember thinking, well, it's nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah, has she been waiting there all fucking day?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, years later, Johnny has grown up
Yeah.
into Nicolas Cage.
He has.
Yes, and he is basically Evel Knievel.
Uh-huh.
And just like Evel Knievel, he's crashing his bike a lot.
Yeah.
He's not
Also, I
very
don't know how
good.
many years have passed, but Nicolas Cage is easily 45 years old at this point. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but he's 45 if a day.
Yes. Yeah, and he's basically an Evel Knievel stunt jumper rider these days. He's quite famous.
Yeah.
He has a nasty crash, very nasty crash.
Oh yeah, he jumps over all the lorries and the trucks and stuff. And yeah, that's I mean that's quite well done.
Yeah, it is actually, yeah.
crashes and like the wheel smashes into his helmet
Yeah.
and shit like that. But yeah, it's quite gnarly.
But he's fine because obviously he can't die.
Yeah.
However, his like pit crew, they don't know he's got devil power and
Yeah.
he can't die. And Donald Logue, who's like his best buddy,
Yep.
his best friend, the guy has just had a quite serious looking motorcycle injury. He's on his back on the floor,
Yep.
and Donald Logue walks up, takes his helmet off, and slaps him
Yeah,
across the head.
yeah.
Do not ever do this. Like, what the hell? Are you okay, Craig? You can have a broken neck and you're slapping
Wake
him.
up! Rattling his skull around. Look, and he wakes up and he goes, "Is the bike okay?"
Is the bike okay? Yeah, so he can't die, and he doesn't give a shit. He's a daredevil and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
it's no risk
No.
in his job, really.
No, which is why he keeps upping all the stunts and stuff.
Yes.
Which, I mean, would probably garner the attention that he's supposedly getting. Because, I mean, since Evel Knievel, I don't think there's been a stuntman alive that has, like, filled stadiums, like, just to see one person.
No, probably there might be in the States that we don't know about, but
Maybe.
Yeah, he is an Evel Knievel, basically.
Yeah.
That level of fame as well, it is alluded to. So they're on the tour bus, this is later in the evening, and Donald Logue offers Nicolas Cage a beer, but he doesn't drink because alcohol gives him nightmares. But what he does have is a martini glass full of jelly beans,
Yes.
which he sips,
Yeah.
and like a drink and eats from. It's weird.
Yeah.
Also, he really wants to watch a documentary on the TV about monkeys.
Oh, he loves monkeys.
He loves monkeys for some reason.
Yeah, all the TV shows he watches. He's
monkeys.
clearly subscribed to some sort of monkey channel.
The Monkey
only
Network.
exists for Nick Cage. The Monkey Network.
Yeah. And
MTV, Monkey TV.
hey, his crew are a bit suspicious that he isn't dead.
Yeah,
to-
like literally, they're like, just staring at him.
Why
a
are
little
you alive? And is this where you talk about he's got this big stunt coming up in a stadium where he's going to jump the goal to goal, the length of a football field,
Yeah.
over a bunch of cars. That's where they're heading to, basically. That's the next big one.
bit. Yeah,
Then meanwhile, off in the desert somewhere, it rains fire, and a vampire thing shows up in the form of Wes Bentley.
yeah, who straight away looks rubbish.
It's not good.
Not
The
at all
CGI
threatening.
No.
So Blackheart looks totally different to what he does in the comics. In the comics, he's like this solid, like, shadow person with
Right.
like big red eyes and like fucking weird spiky hair. Like in this, he's
Got a
Wes
mullet.
Bentley.
He's Wes Bentley with a bit of a mullet.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Wes Bentley shows up at a biker bar with his mullet,
Mm.
and he CGIs a Hell's Angel to death.
yes, he does.
Yes.
He sucks all the bad attitude out of him, but unfortunately, he's only made of bad attitude when he
Yes.
dies.
So they go all like skinny and green.
Yeah. You're not too sad because he's just been rude to the barmaid. Like
Yes.
she brings him a beer and he's like, "Took your damn time." So you're a bit like, "Good, glad he dies."
Then later on over at Johnny's house, which he leaves unlocked despite being full of very expensive bikes.
Yeah,
It doesn't like just because you can't die
doesn't mean that thieves
people,
don't
yeah,
exist.
it doesn't make any sense as to why. Anyway, Johnny has more candy from a glass that he sips.
Yeah, I noticed,
and
'cause
swirls around in the glass.
That's it.
It's why.
When you see that, I mean, it's a nice looking loft. He's got like a pool table and he's got a bar. And I was
Yeah.
like, but I thought alcohol gave him nightmares. And then he pours himself a glass of jelly beans. Like, and he does pour Mac one as well.
Yes, who doesn't want one? Yes, Mac. Yeah, that's it. Donald Logue's character.
Yeah.
It's called Mac. Then he puts on the TV to watch a monkey doing karate, which
Yep.
he thinks is hilarious.
Funniest thing he's ever seen.
Yes, he does this awful. He laughs like I don't know.
Ha ha ha!
That's just the worst fake laughing.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
It's cringy.
So it turns out that he's also that Mac's worried because this jump that he's doing is on the anniversary of his dad's death.
Yes.
So-
And Mac turns the TV off, and Johnny threatens to fight him if
Yeah.
he ever touches his monkey station again. Don't ever interrupt me when I'm watching my monkeys. He really does. He
Yeah, I
really.
He's it's an unhealthy obsession with monkey TV.
Yes. And then so he's Donald Logue is worried about like him and that he's doing this on the anniversary of his dad's death. and Nicolas Cage gives this monologue about that he's looking for a second chance, and that's why he's going to jump over a stadium. It doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
Like, at all.
Yeah, this is his big second chance. Explain.
How does jumping a stadium give you a second chance?
Anything at all.
Yes.
Just gives you another chance of dying, maybe.
Yeah,
but
it
you won't.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, he's looking for a sign, apparently.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, fuck knows.
Back at the
but yeah,
biker
Mac
bar.
does convince him to get rid of the cars, doesn't he? It says, like, just jump the football stadium.
Oh, yeah, instead of jumping over the
over
cars, get rid of the cars. Yeah, yeah. Back at the biker bar, it's now empty, apart from the barmaid
And all the dead people.
and all the dead people. And he's killed everyone,
Yeah.
and then he kills the barmaid.
He has sucked the life out of that bar, which I imagine this character would do. Anyway, just by entering it.
Oh, so bored. And then some of these guys show up. Gressel, who's a bloke made out of dust.
Yep.
Wallow, who's made out of what looks like slime, but he's supposed to be water, isn't he?
Yeah, there's supposed to be elements.
Yeah.
And
Abigor,
that's it.
who's wind. Yeah, Wes mentions the contract from the beginning. So he and the boys want to get hold of that contract so that they can rule the world. Don't quite. It's not.
And take over the world one city at a time, which
Yeah.
seems like a really slow way of doing it.
Yes, it does.
But there's a lot of cities.
Also, how does it make you be able to? I don't fucking. It's not really explained.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. The contract is basically means you get 1,000 souls, but that makes you.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, it
super-
doesn't. That doesn't mean that you're. Yeah,
I don't get it.
no, I don't know. It's supposed to make them really powerful or something.
Yes.
It's a typical sort of.
But
MacGuffin.
even spoilers, even at the end of the film, it doesn't make them that fucking powerful, does it? Because-
No, not at all. Yeah, it's not a very well thought out MacGuffin. This one, I've got to be honest.
and Wes mentions that he doesn't like Peter Fonda.
Yeah, he's
His devil.
Yeah, he goes, don't. He goes, what about Mephistopheles? He goes, never mention that name again. And I think it's because he can't pronounce it. I think that's the idea. Anyway, just don't say it.
Mephistopheles. Anyway, to the stadium and the big jump.
Yeah, and all the rednecks in the world have turned up to see Johnny jump.
Johnny Blaze doing his thing, and it starts with Johnny in his, I guess, dressing room, staring into a mirror, listening to the Carpenters, and then he goes and chugs an entire pot of coffee. This is just Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and
They've
he seems to be channeling Elvis again, which he does in like a lot of his earlier films. Like, was it Wild at Heart?
Yes.
He does it like all through the film. It's so weird, like, and it's unnecessary. But yeah, as he walks in, like Max starts talking, and he goes, "You're stepping all over Karen."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and he just chugs a fucking boiling hot thing of coffee. So I think we're supposed to think, oh, can't feel heat because
Oh, is that it?
might have a flaming skull.
I
in a
thought he
minute.
just was a really serious caffeine addict.
I don't know, well, it's straight off the thing, isn't it? So it's got to be hot.
I don't know, that coffee's not that hot, is it?
Oh,
To
maybe.
be honest.
But that's how I take it.
Anyway, so just before he's about to do the jump, who shows up but Roxanne?
Yeah, she's
From
a
his,
reporter
yes,
now.
and she's grown into a beautiful Eva Mendes, who does not look the same age as Nicolas Cage.
No.
But they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's definitely younger than Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, she is a journalist
Yeah.
and has been sent to get an interview with him, and she doesn't seem angry at all about being pied off.
No.
She seems fine with it.
No, he's like, I don't do interviews. She's like, not even for an old friend. And they do this whoosh.
Yeah.
Like, and she's stood there like in the doorway. And he's like, I'll do it.
Yes, and he does. And Johnny proceeds to give the worst interview
Yeah, he just ruins the interview.
ever.
Yeah.
It's-
Why agree to it if you're just gonna fuck it up?
Yeah. It's gotta be. She asks him a question and he just says like, so how have you been?
Yeah, he's like, he thinks it's a catch up.
Yeah.
They're like, so like, what, these death-defying stunts? Why are you doing all this stuff like and everything else? And he's like, so how's your dad?
Yeah. Disaster. Car crash TV, that is. So they have this terrible interview and she has to leave. And so she goes, doesn't ask anything about like what happened and why did you go?
No.
Why did you do that to me? She just leaves.
But Johnny tells Mac that, well, Mac comes up. Donald Lowe gets some terrible lines in this film. He just comes out and he goes, I'm gonna like go out on a limb and say you guys have some history. And he's like, she's the sign, Mac. She's the sign.
Did I have a second chance? At what?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Your dad is dead. You don't get a second chance to like turn back time. He's not going to come back. Dude, what are you on about?
Second chance to bag Eva Mendes, I guess.
Maybe that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's the whole film.
All it is about. Is just trying to get laid. Christ. So, the jump. It turns out he got rid of the cars.
Yes.
But he's changed things up a bit.
Yeah.
And he's replaced the cars with helicopters.
Black Hawks.
Black Hawks with their rotors running.
Yeah.
And he's going to jump over them. Why? Because once his dad mentioned, whilst probably drunk or high, that it would be cool.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to do it.
Also, the logistics of trying to get all those fucking Black Hawks in and land next to each other
Yeah.
with all those rotors going in a packed stadium. Like, I mean, that's got to be wildly dangerous.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah,
he-
literally
all of it's too dangerous.
an inch out of like whack, and there's like fucking propellers everywhere, people's
Flying
heads
into the
coming off.
crowd. Christ. So, he makes the jump.
Yep.
He does the jump and he clears it. So when he takes off into the air, and as he's in midair, he shuts his eyes as he's flying over the whirling blades, and he pictures Roxanne as
Yeah.
a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Even though he's just met her now,
Yeah, and just seen what she looks like.
looks like as Eva Mendes, he still thinks about her as a teenage girl.
Yeah. For a 45-year-old man,
yes.
it's really weird.
But that somehow just makes him better, and he clears the landing.
Yeah.
And he immediately leaves the stadium.
Yeah, just drives straight. Oh, drives through the gift shop by the looks of things.
He leaves to catch up with Roxanne because she's driving to her next job.
Yeah.
And there's this stupid like freeway thing where he's doing some stunts alongside the van and all that.
This is made even weirder by the fact that every time there's a long shot of Nick Cage on the bike, it's clearly like somebody else with Nick Cage's CGI face on it. Like you can really see it. Like if you just like stop and look, it just looks odd.
It's not good.
And then obviously like when he's trying pulled up next to him and stuff, it's like a green screen or whatever, so that's obvious as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the CGI work in this is
Kind of like
well-
Daredevil. It's not good.
yeah.
So she finally gets the van to pull over and they have a little talk, and then he just starts kissing her
Yeah,
to shut her up.
aggressively.
But it works. It gets him a date
Yep.
because she still likes Italian.
You can see he gears up to say that as well. It's
She's
so
still
good to
like
say. She's still like,
Italian
Italian. Like, why did
Italian.
you stop? Like, what's the dramatic pause for?
because it's Nicolas Cage. I want to get some shortbread biscuits for dessert with my Italian. Anyway, the devil, this is somewhere else in the world, country. The devil meets up with Wes Bentley and the boys.
Yeah, they have a bad acting face-off.
Yes, in
Like-
a undisclosed location.
Yeah.
But Wes mentions that the devil, Peter Fonda, he can't harm him where they are.
Yeah.
It's not explained why
Nope.
or where they are.
Yeah. I assume it means on Earth. It's like, you can't harm me here. Why?
But where? But they're in like this creepy sort of archway forest looking thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, where is this place? Anyway, Peter Fonda then like, well, I'm going to send my rider after you. And also it turns out Wes Bentley is his son.
Oh, yeah, he says, like, fuck you, Dad, or something. Like,
Yeah, basically. And everyone's like, oh, how uninteresting.
yeah.
We weren't that
Oh,
invested.
the family drama. No
Oh,
one cares.
no one
one
cares.
gives a fuck. But yeah, it's like the two, like, Wes Bentley's, giving it a go. Peter Fonda's bored. And then the other three are just in the background, just, like, turning, like, so they get different.
Yeah, these
like,
these
angles
three
on
like
themselves.
fucking goons
Yeah.
are so shit.
Yeah.
They look
Awful.
ridiculous. There's one of them, like the white one with dreadlocks. Like, oh
Yeah.
god.
That's Abigor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're-
they look shit. They don't do much other than stand around and like.
Oh, yeah, the
They're fucking
horribly
awful.
fleshed out villains in this.
So at dinner, Roxanne is waiting for Johnny,
Yes.
and for some reason she's brought a magic 8-ball with her to the restaurant.
Yeah,
Which
that's-
she pulls out of her purse and gives a little shake. I don't know what she's. Obviously, we can't hear what she's thinking.
We don't even see what it says.
No.
Like, she just looks at it and she goes, oh, and just puts it back in her bag. It's like,
Who carries a magic
Yeah, but-
8-ball around with them on a date?
yeah, you think, is that because it looks like it might be foreshadowing something. The magic 8-ball might come in handy later. Nope.
Nope, it's never
nothing.
mentioned, never seen again.
She just carries that around in her bag.
But Johnny hasn't arrived yet because he's still at home giving himself a pep talk in the mirror.
Yeah. I mean, he's already late.
Yeah.
But she's at the restaurant and he's still in the looking in the mirror and going like, can't be afraid or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Can't live in fear. And then he starts to smoke a little bit or something, doesn't he?
Yeah,
his hands start to glow.
His hands start to glow red because the devil has showed up. The devil comes for him.
That's it.
And he's like, the devil basically explains to him, now I'm back and I said I'm going to use you.
Yeah.
This is what it's for. And he takes him like out in the alleyway and he shows him this new bike he's given him.
Yeah.
And Johnny does the Elvis points. What is that?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute there, Sandra. What's this thing here? It's your new bike.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know about that, Sandra.
And he goes, well, you have to go and find Blackheart. And he goes, find him yourself. And then he's stuck to the bike.
Yes.
Can't
Also,
get off it.
yeah, why doesn't the devil just find him and do it?
Well, because you've
can't-
been told that you can't hurt him. For reasons.
Whatever.
Because
Yeah.
it's his son.
He's like,
Another
here's what I'm using for. Go and find Blackheart and I'll return your soul. He's like, you got a deal, mister.
Yeah.
And he he rides off and he blows up everything as he drives past it. There's fire coming out the tires and destroying the road.
Yeah.
And he destroys a billboard and nearly kills a police officer as he rides past.
Copper clocks him in at like 200 miles per hour or something.
Yeah.
As he flies past. But yeah, and then he turns into Ghost Rider. Like, on the way. Like, everything sort of bursts into flames and stuff.
Yeah. Whereas when they get to Wes and the boys have arrived at some kind of train yard and they're looking for a cemetery that used to be at the train yard.
Yeah.
Yes, because in the cemetery is the contract they're looking for. And they kill this poor security guard, despite the fact he was actually quite helpful.
Yeah.
He did explain to them, it isn't here, it's been moved.
Yeah.
The
he's
St. Michael's
literally
Church.
More than accommodating.
Yes, and they kill him anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's
It's
just
like,
fucking rude.
He's like, yeah, you have to ask the church. Here's the address.
Yeah.
No worries.
It's St. Michael's Church,
Speak to, this is the guy you want to speak to. Here's his number. That's his mobile. That's his home number. Is there anything else I can do to... Oh, I'm dead.
Johnny arrives and he bursts into flames.
That's
and
it.
he
Yeah, he
does
doesn't quite turn. Yeah.
the CGI, the crazy Nicolas Cage face CGIing into the flaming skull.
Yeah.
Is quite the scene.
It is. They're like literally...
He's doing the crazy mad eyes
Mark
and
Steven
everything.
Johnson's just like, Nick, go. Nick Cage is like, just goes all fucking mental.
It goes on for ages as he, slowly his head melts and he's a skull.
Yeah.
And they fight. And they have a fight. Johnny is squished by a truck at some point, but he's,
Yeah, they literally drive a truck into him.
but he's fine.
Because he comes out and he's like points a Blackheart and he goes, back to hell.
Back to hell there, mister. But he's fine, and then he gets a chain.
Well, Abigail hangs him, doesn't he? Like,
Yes.
He, like, flies into him and hangs him. And he pretends to be dead for comedic purposes, I guess.
guess.
Like, and then he's not dead. And then he gets the chain,
Which
is,
now becomes his primary
it's
weapon.
the Hellfire chain.
Yes. And he chains a guy, which the chain's on fire, and he wraps it around a guy, and it turns one of them into stone.
Gressel. that's
Gressel, yeah. And that's how he kills him, which just seems a bit boring. I thought he was going to like whip his head off or something.
it. No, yeah, that's...
He wraps around him, he's like, oh no! And he just kind of turns to stone
Yeah.
and then dust, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then he sets his bike on fire, and his bike turns all fucking new metal looking.
It does look cool.
Was it?
I think so.
This looks
There
very
are-
HR Giga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple of shots in this that, despite myself, as much as this film is garbage, a couple of the shots of Ghost Rider, I was like, that does look good. I mean, it doesn't last. No. There are the odd shots that I think are great.
Meanwhile, Eva Mendes is still at the restaurant and is drunk
Yes.
and getting a bit desperate.
Yeah, this
she
is
turns to the-
horrendous.
she- She turns to the waiter, because obviously she's been stood up, so she's feeling pretty down. She turns to the waiter, he's like, tell me I'm pretty.
yeah, I know.
And he's like,
It's not a strong female moment, is it?
No.
Like, really, she just looks for
some kind of attention. or,
attention.
like-
Validation
Yeah.
from the waiter. Who's like, just like, tell me I'm pretty. This is Eva Mendes as well, who is
Yeah.
stunning. And the waiter goes, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, if you were a waiter and you saw Eva Mendes being stitched up and sat there alone, and she's like, am I pretty? You'd be like, yeah, yes, you are. In fact, I'm just going to quit my job and have a drink with you if you don't mind. But he's like, I'm
way
busy.
too anxious for that. If she asked me, I'd probably run away. Am I pretty? No.
So, after Johnny has killed that guy, and Wes and the others have just fucked off somewhere, he stops a mugging.
Yes, Rebel Wilson is getting mugged.
Yes, it's Rebel Wilson's first ever film role.
Yep.
She's being mugged, and Johnny stops it, and he gets the mugger, and he pins him up against the wall, and he says, look into my eyes. And he's like, he doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, just like socket.
He doesn't have eyes.
This is the penance stare.
The penance
in the comics,
stare,
which
yes.
is the Ghost Rider's primary weapon. And it basically turns you, it makes you see all of the various things that you've done bad, all of your sins and everything else, and turns it inside against you.
Yes, and it killed. Is the mugger dead?
I don't
he's
know
still
if they're
blinking.
dead. I think it just fucks them up.
Yeah, because
Like-
he drops him on the floor and his eyes have gone all
Yeah.
black, haven't they? But he blinks, so I don't know if he's actually dead or not.
Yeah, I can't remember what it does in the comics. I don't know if it kills them or just vegetizes them.
Ah. And then he turns back into Nicolas Cage in the morning. And he's at his father's grave.
Yeah,
And Sam Elliott arrives.
yeah, who works there?
Yes, he's the
It's in the graveyard.
groundskeeper Sam Elliott. And Sam Elliott knows instantly who
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
this morning bonehead.
Yes, that he's Ghost Rider, and he says, "You'll need my help, Pilgrim." It's like, Sam Elliott, you're not actually a cowboy. And it's really fucking obvious. Sam Elliott is the fucking Ghost Rider from the beginning.
From the minute he's on screen.
Yes.
But you don't get that reveal until later on.
Yeah,
because,
it's supposed to be
the
like a-
audience is stupid.
Yeah, it's supposed to be some big reveal. It's not. It's so fucking obvious.
Yeah.
Pretty much from his narration at the beginning, you're like, well, it's him, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very poorly kept secret at this point. And yeah, like was it Johnny wakes up and downs about fucking 4 cups of water, and then he comes out and he goes, "Oh, this is just garbage dialogue." It comes out and Sam Elliott's like, "You all right?" And he goes, "Well, I feel like my skull's on fire." And Sam Elliott's like, "So, something funny?" He goes, "No, just ironic." Is it? Yeah, we're big on irony around here. I don't think you know what it is.
No. Look, last more set. You don't actually know what irony means, do you? You don't actually know the definition of that word.
Yeah.
Roxanne, meanwhile, she's reporting from the train yard, probably with quite a hangover. And a police captain arrives, and they have the most typical generic reporter police captain relationship.
Yeah.
It's in every fucking film. It's in Daredevil. It's in Batman. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
It's in The Crow, I think. They don't. The police captain or the detective and the journalist don't like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but it doesn't actually go anywhere in this film.
No, not at all.
It's pretty much their only interaction.
Also, yeah, she's like trying to ask him questions, and he's like, "Oh no, I can't tell you anything." And she's like, "Off the record." I mean, does any police captain ever go, "Oh, off the record"?
Oh, yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Here's all the details. Then.
Yeah.
These are all our main suspects. Like, is there anything else I can get you?
And then Sam Elliott, he's tending to his wounds,
Yeah.
and he says he tells him what the penance stare is. And it's his greatest weapon.
This is very because obviously earlier on they say about like every generation has a Ghost Rider. And
Yeah.
at this point, because the last one was 150 years ago, that's not a generation.
That's it's a bit more actually, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So yeah, what you're saying is already lies.
Yes, and 150 years ago, the devil fucked up an entire town.
Yeah, the San Venganza or San Veg. I think I've spelt it differently every time.
I
it
didn't
gets
even bother
mentioned.
writing it down.
San
Just a
Vegaza.
shitty town. Yeah, there was a shitty town somewhere in Mexico. The devil came and fucked it all up, and that's where the 1,000 souls come from.
That's it.
Yep.
And they turned against each other and killed. Basically, he tricked them all into signing the contract somehow.
Yeah.
And they all turned against each other. And
Yeah.
Killed each other.
So Cage heads home. Johnny Cage.
Also, at this point, because they're in the graveyard in the church or whatever, and Sam Elliott goes, "Well, he won't come here because they can't come on hallowed ground."
Right.
Okay, it's important to remember that.
Yep.
They cannot come on hallowed ground.
Yep. Kind of like the
Highlander.
the headless horseman in Sleepy
Yeah.
Hollow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not allowed on hallowed ground. It's
Yep.
important.
Yes.
Right.
So Cage, Johnny heads home to find his entire street is totally fucked up,
Yep.
and Roxanne is interviewing Rebel Wilson,
Well, interviewing, mocking.
mocking.
Her and the cameraman are mocking Rebel Wilson, which is wildly unprofessional.
Yes, but she is hilarious though. Rebel
Yeah.
Wilson in that scene.
Oh, the camera's still on her when Roxy walks away and she does that weird hand pose.
Yeah.
Yeah, well funny.
And then Cage tries to apologise to Roxanne,
Yeah.
and she calls him a carny.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Racist.
And she fucks off. Afterwards, after a shower, Nicolas Cage gurns in the mirror for a bit.
Oh, this is the much speculated abs scene.
He's topless, looking
Ripped to
fucking
fuck.
ripped. Yeah.
So everyone immediately, because he is 45 years old or whatever, there is a theory going around, or has been going around since this came out, that those abs are CGI'd on.
Yes.
Nick Cage denies this. He says he put a lot of hard work into it, and he did something else before the scene was shot, stuff to make them pop.
Yeah.
But yeah, the theory is that they are CGI.
I heard somewhere it was rubber. A rubber.
Rubber?
Yes.
I mean, I remember talking about this with somebody else, so when the scene happens, I was like trying to... And I can't... I mean, if it is CGI, it's the best CGI in the film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then he goes and does some reading about religion and the end of days.
Yeah.
And then he learns to control his powers.
Mark Wahlberg's the spirit inside of me. It's like, spirit inside me, I'm talking to you.
Oh, yeah, he pretty easily. He suddenly, I can do it now.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Yeah. But then Roxanne shows up to apologise because she's weak.
Yes. She's just eaten up by all the guilt of calling him a carny, a racist slur.
Yes, and she, even though he's messed her about quite a bit,
Yep.
left her
Yeah.
when she was at tender age and just abandoned her,
Yep.
stood her up on the date. She still just comes crawling back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
Also, Johnny still has framed pictures of Roxanne on display.
Yes.
And she notices this and they kiss.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has framed pictures of any ex?
Yeah, I know. Like,
Unless it was like, I don't know, maybe the mother of one of your children.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
the-
it is a bit stalkery.
And it's been like 25 years.
Exactly, yeah. But you've still got pictures of them all over the place. That's not healthy.
And they kiss.
Yes, and then he kind of stops her.
Yes, and he tries to shove her out the door. Then he tells her...
He's literally like, maybe you should run along.
Maybe we should get out of here now, everything. He tells her that he sold his soul to the devil, and she does not believe him.
No, of course not.
So she leaves.
Yeah, she's like, I can either believe what you're saying and have you committed, or just think that you're going to make up random stories just to not be around me. She's Eva Mendes.
The second she leaves,
Yep.
a shitload of cops show up and arrest him.
Oh, yeah, because they found the plate for his bike at the scene earlier on.
Right, that's what that was.
Yeah, that's because there's a scene when the bike starts flying off and bursting into flames, you see the plate spin around, and then there's at the scene there was one of the forensics pulls it up and goes, "We got something."
Yeah, but also there must be that. Surely that's just rubble. Like there's shit. Like the street is destroyed. There must be a dozen number plates and like bits
all of the other cars.
Yeah, bits
that
of
blew up
cars and
stuff.
shit everywhere.
Yeah.
But no, they pick
but
up
that's the
that one bit.
Yeah, and that's how they know it's him.
Yep. And they think he killed everyone at the biker bar as well as the train yard.
Yep.
Not sure why they think that.
Well, because they all died the same way, so it's obviously got to be him sucking all the life out.
But if they thought he was at the street that got destroyed, is this street the train yard? They look very different in day and night.
No, it's away from. Well, there's that trail of destruction all the way to the trainer because it's quite a way because it must have because he went past the copper who clocked him at 200 miles per hour. So I mean, there must be like a trail then.
I guess
all the way there of just destroyed road.
Yes, but that one number plate.
Surely it comes from right outside of his door anyway. It starts there and ends at the train station.
Yes, yeah.
They don't even need that. They're just like, I think he lives here.
Literally leading up to a burnt doormat. I think it's this one. So they after a bit of terrible questioning, they throw him in jail. They don't present to him any evidence.
No, not at all. They're
Like,
just like,
listen, we know it's you. Because they don't say this, they just like confess. We know. So they don't ever say like, "Well, we found your number plate, and also,
the trail begins at your door."
Yeah, and leads to a pile of dead bodies. We know it's you, Johnny. No,
they try and good cop, bad cop him, don't they?
And he's like, "I watch a lot of TV. I know what you're doing. By the way, when I retire, I want to become a traffic cop. So I'm happy to help out. Thank you very much."
You're 45 now. What age are you trying to be a traffic cop? Like 60?
So they throw him into one of those big central cells,
cells, yeah,
with
with
about
loads
20
like a
other
holding cell.
loads of other people in there, and the fellow prisoners instantly don't like him.
Well, there's that big guy that decides that he doesn't like him because he went to see his show.
Yep.
And he put money on him dying, and he didn't. Oh no,
No,
I paid $20.
He says I paid $10
that's it.
to see you go splat, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And
So you owe me $10 or something.
and
or
they want his jacket as well.
Yeah.
They're like, nice. So they start a fight. and because that's how prison works.
Yeah.
And but in there, whilst he's getting beaten up, he flame-ons.
Yeah.
And he beats them all up. And he steals he steals his jacket. Ha ha.
He
Fuck
flame
you.
ons. He sets all the sprinklers off.
Yeah.
He beats up everybody in that cell. He points at the other kid and goes, innocent. The kid is in there.
Yeah.
He burns the bars down and he leaves. Not once does a policeman show up.
No.
Like, at all. It's like they've just like walked out and gone, oh, we never go in there.
No,
we just put them in.
leave them to it.
Yeah, and then let them get on with it. Like,
Yeah.
Why are the sprinklers on? Just ignore it.
Yeah.
It's not important.
Last time I checked on them, well, you don't want to know. That's why I'm never doing it again.
Yeah, but now he's got the proper Ghost Rider jacket with the spikes on it.
Yes. Then you've got this. It's kind of cut between Wes Bentley lighting a candle at a church, and he's
Right, here we go. Wes Bentley is in a church,
Yes.
lighting a candle and threatening a priest.
Yeah.
But he cannot go
On
on
hallowed
hallowed ground. So we've just ignored that now.
Yes.
Whatever.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah, 10 minutes ago.
Forget what
we
he
told
said
this.
10 minutes ago.
Doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
We changed it. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
fuck it.
Yeah.
It's like a different writer came in.
Yeah, literally
and
halfway
didn't
through.
read the
Didn't
pre.
read- yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. He's in a church. Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and he's questioning the padre as to where the contract is. You've also got Johnny leaving prison, and all the police are after him, as well as Abigail, the wind demon thing, who fights Johnny. And then Johnny rides up the side of a building. It just so happens to be across the street from Eva Mendes.
Yeah, handy. That's
she
lucky
sees
as
it.
fuck because she didn't believe him before.
No.
But now she's seen it with her own eyes because
Yes.
it's right in front of her.
And once he's up on top of the roof, he uses his flame chain to lasso a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, this did make me laugh. Because the helicopter guy's there and he kind of rips it and you're thinking, fucking hell, Ghost Rider, this is like a
Yeah.
cop. You're supposed to be the good guy. And he's like, goes, you're pissing me off. And the helicopter pilot's like, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll
so
go.
he lets him go.
Yeah, he just spins him around and goes, now fuck off.
Yeah. That entire scene was added on the insistence of the director. He wanted more time to put that helicopter scene in and even funded it himself.
Fucking hell.
Why?
It's not worth it.
No.
That's not even money well spent.
No. It's just like, really? It's like, I mean, they probably read it, just even on the page, they're like, this is garbage. Right? It's like, I'll pay for it myself. Like, okay, if you really want to, sure.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb as fuck.
And he kills Abigail. He turns
He spins his fucking hellfire chains round and around
into
and
a
around.
big fan.
Yeah, and that
which whips
somehow
up because Abigail is wind.
Yeah.
It
dismantles him somehow.
yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah, he's killed him. Then he lands. He rides his bike down the side of the building, lands on the ground right in front of all the police.
Yep.
And Eva Mendes, who just happens to have come out to see what's going on.
Who also outs his secret identity. Not that they didn't know anyway, but she's like, Johnny. And then for some reason his flames turn blue and he does the pointing like reaches towards
Hey,
her.
little lady. You didn't see me, okay?
And then like the entire police army shoot him.
Yes, but he's fine.
Yeah, because he's Ghost Rider.
Yes. And then he fucks off.
Yes.
But then Wes Bentley is there and he's like, he says this line, and this is how he says it. Now we know his weakness.
I picked up on that as well. It's like a creepy old man on the internet, you know, where the girl puts a picture up and they just write,
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
It's like,
Now we know his weakness.
we're guessing he means Roxanne.
Yes, that's what I think it is. Now we know his weakness. Milk.
In the morning, Johnny goes to see Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
And Sam Elliott tells him about Carter Slade.
When he first turns up, he goes, they know I'm Ghost Rider, and they know who I am. And he goes, who? He goes, well, everyone. It's the way he says it fucking kills me. Everyone.
Everyone, weren't you listening? Weren't you paying attention? And Sam goes, well, that's not how it's supposed to work, you fucking idiot. So Sam tells him about Carter Slade, who is buried there in the graveyard.
Still doesn't mention that he's Carter Slade, but we know.
And he tells that Carter Slade was a Texas Ranger, but he did some bad, and he was about to go to the gallows, but then the devil showed up, and he ended up as a Ghost Rider, and he's the one from the beginning.
Yes.
And he tells him this, that this guy ended up as a Ghost Rider. And Nicolas Cage goes, well, what's he got to do with this? Like, well, he was also a Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
That's what he's got to do with it, Nicolas Cage.
You're not listening? Are you listening to?
Like, what do you mean? What's he got to do with it? Just fucking said.
Sam Elliott's like, "Look, Nick, the audience has figured this out. Everyone but you has figured this out. It's me."
And Roxanne goes to see Johnny at his place, but he's not there. But Donald Logue is.
Yes.
And Donald
He hasn't
Logue
had enough screen time, so
No.
he just gets a little bit more now.
Donald Logue doesn't like her.
Tells her to go back where she came from, which I think is a poor choice of phrasing.
The carnival?
Yeah.
He doesn't like her. But she's all like, I love him, so tell me what's going on. Why do you love him?
Yeah.
You haven't seen him in decades.
He's done nothing to earn that.
No. That night, Johnny is looking for Roxanne, but she isn't there.
Well,
but
Roxanne-
Stuart, the cameraman, is.
Mac does go, like, he reads all these books and stuff, they're over there, and she reads one book and figures it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she learns everything.
Even though she already knew, because she saw him.
Well, yeah. But now she knows the entire history.
Right. Brilliant. Fucking hell.
Yeah, and then Blackheart turns up.
Blackheart turns up, and he kills Donald Logue.
Yeah, which, I mean,
With-
Donald Logue is wasted in this.
Yeah, and the character's death is such a meh.
Yeah,
Like-
literally. He's not even killed on screen. You, like, turn around and he's
No,
just,
he is. You do see him.
I thought, like, it kind of turns around and he's already, like, drained and stuff, and he just drops.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he's mid killing him.
Yeah.
His character, who is like his best friend,
Yeah.
like he is not mourned. His death is not even really fucking mentioned.
No, not at all.
He's just
It's literally,
bit-
it's a really poorly formed character in this.
Yes.
Like, and Donald Logue deserves better.
He really does, yes. And then Johnny arrives, and him and Wes have a bit of a scuffle. Wes decks him, and he
Yeah.
says, "Get the contract from Sam Elliott and bring it to me in that shitty town."
Yeah.
The one I mentioned, the one that's been mentioned
Yeah,
several
we've
times.
Loads of people have talked about it.
Yeah, we bring it there. Why there? Don't know.
Yeah, because
Not
I've got
explained.
to go there to collect the souls.
Right,
Yeah, that are on the contract.
right. Surely, if he's got the contract, it doesn't matter. Oh, fucking whatever. So, Nick goes to see Sam Elliott.
Yeah, but he goes, go and get the contract. Sam Elliott's got it. Still, Nick doesn't put this together.
No.
That's Carter Slade.
No.
He doesn't even go, why does he have it? But didn't you say that priest in the church that you're not allowed in had it? Like, and it's never explained why you think he had it either.
No.
But anyway, Sam's got it apparently, so you need to go and get it.
Yes.
That's it. They think it's buried with Carter Slade.
But it's not. Sam Elliott has the contract hidden in his shovel
Yes,
that he's been digging graves with.
that he never puts down.
Yes.
Explains why.
So he's going with. So I think he realizes he's Carter Slade.
Well, you'd hope so by now. I mean, it's got to be.
Yes. So Sam Elliott is going to go with Johnny to the shitty town, which is
but-
500 miles away.
There's some awful dialogue just before, like once he goes to give him the thing, and Nick Cage is like, "You're gonna have to trust me. He may have my soul, but he does not have my spirit." And Sam Elliott goes, "Any
yeah.
man who's got the guts to sell his soul for love has the power to change the world."
Yeah, nothing he says makes sense.
It's
And then
all
he's just
garbage.
like, "You're wild. You can do whatever." It's just like, yeah, it's all fucking nonsense. Every word of dialogue is just shit
Yeah.
in that entire fucking scene.
Absolutely. So yeah, they're gonna go. Oh yeah, and this is he figures out that he's Carter Slade.
Yes.
So this is an awesome part of the film. We get 2 Ghost Riders now.
Yes.
This should be epic.
Right. Johnny's going to go to the shitty town, 500 miles away.
Yep.
He's going to go with Sam Elliott, who is Carter Slade.
Yes.
Johnny's on a motorcycle. Sam Elliott, Carter Slade, he's on a horse,
Yeah.
a flaming devil
A
horse.
Ghost Rider horse.
And he's like, well, are you going to be able to keep up? Yes.
Yeah.
And they ride together
Across the
through
country.
the desert.
Yeah.
Flames going, the
Yeah.
horse is...
Blackheart does not stand a chance against these 2.
No, not at all. They get there.
Yeah.
And they look over they get on this like little ridge and they can overlook the town. And Carter Slade says, before you go in, stick to the shadows, even though it's nighttime, but whatever.
No.
And then he says, this is the end of my trail.
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah, I can only change one more time. And he leaves.
He goes,
Carter Slade leaves.
I can only change one more time, and I was saving it for this. A cross-country run. Like you could have got the train and then got there
Yeah.
and saved it for the fight.
Yeah, no.
But no, you kept him company. That's all he's done. And then he gets there and he goes, right, I'm
going.
So I'm off now.
Yeah.
What was the point?
Also, why can he only change once? And then why did he change, like you said, he changes once to ride 500 miles on his demon horse, get there, and then change back before the fight and leave?
Yeah.
Why didn't he stay as Ghost Rider?
Why
and the
didn't he-
two of them.
It could have been some use at all. Like, literally, he could have nipped on the back of fucking Nick's bike.
Yeah.
And, like, ridden all the way and just stayed as, like, fucking Sam Elliott and then got there and got flame on.
Yeah.
And then, like, fucking... then it would have been an epic battle. But no, he literally turns up and he goes, yeah, I've wasted that.
Yeah.
I've got no powers left.
No, I'm off.
So I'm going to go. With any luck, God might let me into heaven because I think I've earned it by
Riding with you.
here.
It doesn't make any He's absolutely useless.
And then he literally turns and disappears.
But he just does to ride off, I guess.
Like, he starts to ride off, but then he just disappears into the ether. Like, he just... So fucking pointless. It's honestly one of the worst character arcs in any film ever.
It really is.
It's pointless.
It's just like, so this guy, we're assuming, whatever, we don't know why he could only turn into the Ghost Rider one more time.
After he's been the Ghost Rider for over 150 years. And he hasn't changed for all this time. So he's been saving that last bit of power to fucking keep him company across.
To go on a
the
ride and then just go.
Yeah.
Right before he could be of use in the big battle. I'm off. I laughed out loud.
Yeah. I did the first time I saw this.
Well, this is where my journey ends. I could only do it once. Like, what? What the fuck?
Utterly pointless.
It is like, oh god. If you were like an exec working at like one of the studios and you saw that, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Just reading the script, surely somebody must have gone, oh, 2 Ghost Riders, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Hold on. So he goes home.
Yeah. We need reshoots. Yeah. I will pay personally for fucking reshoots.
Yeah, why didn't he fucking use that money instead of that shitty helicopter bit to fucking add him into the fight at the end? Dumb as fuck.
It really is. Like, just jaw-droppingly stupid.
It's not even a good ending for the character.
No.
I mean, you could have given him this hero send-off. Like, he dies in battle against Wes Bentley.
Yeah.
Like something. But no. Like, he's just literally like, see ya. Like, I'm off now. Who am I tired?
Yeah, and Nick Cage's like, well, geez, thanks.
Yeah.
I guess you're going?
Yeah. That would have been a really scary ride if I didn't have company.
Unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. Anyway, so Johnny rides into the shitty ghost town alone.
Through the swamp of sadness from the never-ending story.
What's it called? The Bog of Eternal
Bog
Stench.
of Eternal Stench, yeah. In the middle of a desert.
Yeah. And he's attacked by the water guy because there's so much water in the desert. And he pulls him into a pond because there's so many ponds in the desert.
Yeah.
And they fight underwater. And Johnny kills him somehow, but we can't really see because it's all underwater.
Yeah, it's something
In
to
the-
do with
in the
chain
desert.
again. He boils him.
Or some shit. Yeah, in water, in the desert. Should I mention this in the fight?
You think...
It's like a swimming pool in the desert or something. It's like...
Also, if you're made of water and you boil the water, surely that shouldn't be enough to kill you.
No.
Oh, the water's a bit hot now.
Yeah,
Like-
you just become Steam Man.
Yeah.
Then you wait to cool down.
So your power is that you can turn into water, but if we boil the water, you die. That's
Yeah.
your weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's shit.
Can you survive as condensation? Does that work? Get him in a jar. As the steam comes up, get him in a jar. You can live in the jar now. Screw a lid on it, and he regrows him in a jar.
Squished in.
Yeah. His nose up against it. Anyway, Wes is there in the town, and he has Roxanne hostage,
Yeah.
and him and Johnny fight.
I guess like fucking. They do a weird eye close up. It just zooms into both their eyes, which is jarring because it's not something that seems to have happened in the rest of the film. This choice of shot, but that happens, and then he goes, he waves the thing about it. He goes, "Let her go first." And Blackheart launches her,
Throws her
against a wall. I mean, that clearly smashes her spine.
No. Not in this universe.
Not in this universe, no.
So him and Johnny fight. During the fight, the contract is dropped on the floor, and then all of a sudden, the sun is rising
Yes.
because he spent, I guess, too long traveling
That's
to get
500
there.
miles, yeah.
Maybe if you didn't have to, slow down for the horse. Maybe if you had
Been
to,
here hours ago.
yeah, for that fucking horse. But it will be worth it in the end when we fight together. Oh, you're leaving, right?
Where's
Fuck!
Ben? Where's Ben? He's been there the whole time. Going, fuck, he should be here by now. Surely
taking
he's
him
on a
so long?
bike,
Yeah.
like a fucking super-powered bike.
Comes out. Sorry, I'm late. The horse had the shit, and we had to feed it. Like, what horse? Clayton's horse. Who? Well, he's not here now. Where's
Carter's horse.
That's it, Carter's horse. Like, well, where is he? He left.
Yeah. So why did he come then? We don't know. Look, I've been asking myself that same question.
Anyway, I'm here now. Let's fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, the contrast. Yeah, the where to fucking get to? The sun is rising.
Which means that Johnny can't. We skipped over that bit. Johnny can't turn into Ghost Rider in daylight.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
By the way, yeah, he's
So,
kind of like a
so now
vampire.
he's going to be weakened.
Yeah, and Wes gets hold of the contract.
This is such an anti-climax. This contract that they've all been fighting over.
Yeah.
He finally reads it out, and apparently it just says, "This is the contract of San Vaganza. All of you, come to me."
That's all it
That's
says.
it.
Yep.
Doesn't have to read the names out or
No.
anything. Just that. He could have just said that, surely.
Yeah, but imagine if you did have to read out all of the names.
Yeah. Hours later.
Juan Hernandez. You hear? Juan Hernandez
Present.
Jr.
Present.
Sophia Hernandez. How many Hernandezes are there?
The cleaner from Family Guy.
See, no. Cheech Martin. Is there a Cheech Martin? Is it the same one? Don't want you inside of me. So, he reads out the contract, and all the souls come out, and they fly into him. So now he's super duper demon, evil and powerful,
Yes, he's
super
Legion
duper evil man.
now.
Yes, he was.
We are Legion.
I am Legion. It's a quote
are
from the
Legion.
Bible, isn't it?
Yeah, we are Legion. It's supposed to be like all of the
Demons
demons
inside.
and stuff coming together to
Yes.
become Legion.
Yes. But it turns out when then it's revealed that when Johnny, what he meant by stick to the shadows is that when Johnny is in the shade,
Oh yeah, you can.
he can still
turn.
use his power in
Yeah.
the shade.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be at night time. Just as long as he's in a,
as long as the
a
curtains
nicely
are
covered
drawn.
area.
Yeah.
So if he's indoors, he can be Ghost Rider all day long.
Yeah,
I guess, with
basically.
the lights off.
Yeah, yeah. And he himself is a light, so you don't.
Yeah. Doesn't need anything.
You've got to be
Saves a fortune on electricity.
Yeah. Power's out, flame on. Just reading a book.
Just saying.
Have you ever been like reading something or watching and it starts to get dark and you can't be asked to go and get the lights?
Yeah. Just read it. Oh, the only thing I miss is my monkey channels.
Just reading monkey magazines instead. Oh, Christ. So, like I said, in the shade, he can be Ghost Rider. Yada, yada, yada. He uses there's a gun bit. Eva Mendes shows up with a
Yeah,
gun.
but
It's still very
now that
boring. And
Blackheart is Legion or something and super powerful. Eva Mendes can still shoot him with the shotgun and blow his head off, even though he grows it
he
back.
grows it back in some lovely, lovely CGI.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's a different film. It's shit CGI. And yada, yada, yada. Ghost Rider uses the penance stare on him because now he tried it earlier.
Yeah, and he didn't. He says, "I don't have a soul." So
But now
can't
he's got
put-
1,000
now
souls.
He's filled with souls.
So
The
now
souls
he's got
coming out of his
Eyes.
bumhole.
Yeah. And so he's got like all of the, 1,000 souls of pain all shoved in his brain and he dies. And he kills Wes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because he's got the CGI as well. I forgot to mention his terrible red eyes.
Yeah.
It looks shockingly bad. Anyway, so he's dead. The devil shows up afterwards. After all that, devil shows up, Peter Fonda, to take the curse away. Because obviously a deal's a deal.
Yeah.
It's done. But Johnny says no, because he's going to use it for good.
Yeah, I'm going to own this curse and use it against you.
Yeah.
Whenever innocent blood is spilt, it'll be my father's blood. That doesn't make sense.
No.
And you'll find me there. The spirit of vengeance, fighting fire with fire. None of that makes sense.
Nope.
It's all just garbage. It's just words.
Yep. And he's going to use it for good.
For some reason, that beats the devil. He's like, damn you!
Yeah, and he leaves.
Yeah, so basically, if you just say no to him, he can't do anything about it.
No.
I've come to take those powers back. No.
Oh, gosh! And he disappears off into the air.
Yeah, he just poofs out, like, goes somewhere.
That's that done.
Yeah, he slams his stick down, doesn't he, and just fucks off. So, yeah.
And
Could have
then
done that at the beginning.
Yeah. And then, so as they're leaving the place, it just so happens that they happen to be, Eva Mendes and Johnny, Nicolas Cage, in the exact spot from earlier, the beginning of the film, where they carved their names into the tree
I know.
all
Who
those
would have
years ago.
thunk it?
Yep.
It was just round the corner from that shitty town.
Yeah, and I don't know, they kiss or whatever. I give a
Well,
fuck.
Johnny goes, sure wish things could have turned out different. They literally could have. The devil just said to you just now, I'll take those powers back and you can have a normal life. And you said no and spouted off some nonsense. So you could have had a normal life, but you've chosen not to. So don't fucking be all like, oh, so it's just another excuse not to be with her. Like fucking, wish that she's like, she was there. Surely she's like, you had the shut up.
You bloody carny.
Yeah.
That's the end of the film.
Yeah, basically that is it.
Bag of shite.
Oh, mate. Such a bad film. This made me so fucking angry when I first saw it, because Ghost Rider in the comics is an effortlessly cool character. Like, just the mythology behind it, the look of the character, like everything about it. It should have been so easy to make a fucking banging film out of it.
Yeah, so I don't know much about the comics, but first thing I wrote down was this just feels like such a waste of good source material.
Yeah, it is, entirely.
It should have been a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Like, this.
The character in the comics is amazing. Like, I've been reading bits of... I've never read Ghost Rider steadily, but I've read bits and pieces since I was 10 years old. And he always shows up in various different things, like titles as well. And he's a great character. And like the Danny Ketch character is really great as well. Like, but yeah, anyway, but it should have been a slam dunk.
Yeah.
It should have been so much
everything.
easier.
Like, it's a waste of the source material. It's a waste of everyone's talents.
Yeah.
Like, some good actors in this film.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Donald Logue's great. Sam
Yeah.
Elliott can be really
Peter
good.
Fonda's a legend.
Yeah. All wasted.
Yeah.
All fucking waste. I don't say this very often, but this definitely needs a remake.
Well, now, luckily, Ghost Rider is one of the characters that has reverted back to Marvel. They haven't got around to using him yet. But he was, along with like the Punisher and Daredevil and all of that, the rights to him now firmly belong back with Marvel.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him in the MCU. He's too
Nope.
good for the MCU.
You know,
Quite frankly, he's too good for them.
I will put money on him turning up in the Blade movie.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Wow, maybe. Yeah. It's just a waste.
Absolutely.
Absolute waste.
And it's just, Nick Cage is, the funniest thing about this is,
Nick Cage is a huge Ghost Rider fan.
yeah, massive Ghost Rider
Yeah.
fan. Huge Ghost Rider fan. And, he desperately wanted to do this. And then when this got bad reviews, Nick Cage decided that was because they didn't let him, because when he turns into Ghost Rider, it's not him. They got somebody else to stand in and do the everything. So Nick Cage's reason for the film not being as good as it could have was because it didn't have enough Nick Cage in it. So
not the dialogue or the wooden performances or the bad special
it just
effects.
didn't have enough Nick Cage. So when they did the sequel, Spirit of Vengeance, he was Ghost Rider as well. He does everything.
Right.
Like,
haven't seen this. This is on Netflix, by the way, as is the sequel. Haven't seen the sequel yet.
the sequel's garbage as well.
I'm sure it is. We're gonna have to do that
It's,
at some
by
point
Taylor
soon.
and Neville Dean, who did that Jason Statham fucking nutcase film where he's
Crank?
Crank, yeah,
Right.
It's one of them.
So yeah, overall not very good.
No.
Trivia. There's loads of trivia on this, but just some of it. Nick Cage has a Ghost Rider tattoo.
Yep.
Which, for obvious reasons, had to be covered up whilst filming this. This was also made in the middle of Wes Bentley's infamous decade-long cocaine and heroin addiction.
Oh, really?
When he literally only took work just to get money for drugs. Which might explain...
The terrible, terrible acting.
Yes. How did he still get work? Like, surely after a while, people were like, yeah, no.
And it's not like anybody saw this and thought, you know who we should get? Wes Bentley.
Yeah.
He was fucking great as Blackheart in Ghost Rider.
The weird thing is, Wes Bentley's quite a good actor, but he's one of those actors that is misused a lot.
Yeah.
Like, in most things, he's miscast. And, well, for about 10 years, he didn't give a fuck anyway.
Yeah.
So it was just doing, by the numbers
He doesn't
shit.
look, the minute he turns up on screen on this, you're just like,
Oh, no.
nah.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, yes. There were, as we mentioned, many rumours that still persist to this day that Nick Cage's abs were CGI'd or not real. Director Mark Steven Johnson adamantly denies this, as does Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
So,
Well, make of that what you will. Like,
yeah. But
they're
like I
going
said,
to.
if it was CGI, it's the best CGI.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Even of, not just of the film, like of that decade.
Time period. Yeah, because I mean, it sounds weird that I'm sat there like fucking pausing it while Nick Cage is topless on TV, going, "Is it?" But yeah, I mean, if it is, it knocks Jurassic Park out of the fucking park.
Should have won the fucking Oscar for those special effects.
Special effects Oscar. Just fucking, can you imagine? Just for those abs.
Yeah.
Like the team going up, going, "Thanks very much. We put millions into this."
Allegedly, Nick Cage's hairpiece took 3 hours to apply every day.
And it looks like a wig. There's no getting away from it.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Why bother spending 3 hours for that?
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
It looks awful. And it's an attempt to make him look younger, I guess, like jet black hair.
Yeah.
Nick Cage with jet black hair looks weird.
He does. And the first choice for director was our friend Stephen Norrington.
Ah.
And yeah, he turned it down, as he turned
course
down
he did.
everything. Where's he nowadays? Nobody knows.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Literally no one knows where the fuck he is. Comments? Did you get any?
Oh, I got loads.
Oh, really? I got one. So
I got some on.
I'll go first then, if I
on
only
then.
got one. One from Jimmy OC just says, duller than it should be. Correct. Second one is worse, yet somehow also infinitely better.
What?
I mean, I haven't seen the second one, so that makes no sense. But
Yeah.
maybe when I do, that will. Because I am going to... I think we're going to have to do the second one now, aren't we?
I think at some point,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it does have to be seen. Right, so on Instagram, I've got 5 a.m. I have seen this 2 or possibly 3 times. It's got Nicolas Cage, a motorbike, a fiery chain thing. Sometimes Nicolas Cage has a skull head, more fire instead of his everyday head. I believe there is a sequel to this movie too, which I've also seen. The same description applies. This is how memorable the movie is. Did I miss anything important?
No.
My Little Slice of Hell Network. I don't hate it, but being a fan of the source material, it fell flat. Though the CGI for the Ghost Rider was actually awesome. And then he
Did you
added-
know the skull, the CGI skull,
Yeah.
is actually, they took a scan, it's actually Nick Cage's skull.
Oh, wow. No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. My Little Slice of Hell Network also added, the villains crap was my biggest complaint. I love the sequel, even though most don't.
The villains are shockingly, they're just awful.
Yeah. Waterboy 82, which is Matt Waterman, went on a big rant. He said, the one good thing about this movie is it isn't the sequel. And then he said, at least in the next Ghost Rider movie, they can look at this one and be like, aha, that's not how we should do it at all. My least favourite part about this movie is my tattoo of Ghost Rider, because everyone's like, oh, cool tattoo, the Nick Cage movie, to which my answer is no, anything but that fucking movie. And then he put, oh no. Paul McHugh, are the CGI abs always a weird decision for a movie with Nick Cage?
Well, that's still up for debate, that,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And then Dan Jenkins, when it's been more than a decade since I saw a film, ones that have subject matter that appeals to me, I usually begin pondering if it's worth a rewatch. In the case of trash like the two Cage Ghost Rider movies, I attempt to set rock-solid reminders to never, ever revisit them. Reminder to yourself, do not be fooled into thinking it's worth looking at the Ghost Rider films again.
Shit all round.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, they are bad. But also, whilst watching it, I wasn't like, I fucking hate this, because I laughed out loud twice in a
Yeah.
film that is not a comedy. And
Yeah.
also, I was like, this will be fun to talk about. For us, this is great.
It's that bit because for some reason I always thought that bit where he just fucks off was in the second one for ages, because I've kind of mixed the two together. But so yeah, but as soon as Sam Elliott turned up in this, I was like, oh, brilliant, and I was just waiting for that one bit, and it still annoyed me.
I burst out laughing.
Yeah.
I actually lolled.
It's just horrible writing. Like, I thought it's literally like you said, there's a couple of points in this film where it just feels like somebody else took over and didn't read what came before.
No.
Like the whole, he can't come on hollow ground, but he can.
Maybe Sam Elliott just had enough and was just like, this isn't what cowboys are really like, I'm leaving, and he left set. So they just had to cut him out of the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't know. Yeah, he was supposed to have a huge fucking hero battle at the end. Didn't.
But he's too old and grizzled.
They wouldn't even do that in the comics to anyone. Like, they fucking, like, if they're gonna introduce a character, it's like, if he's gonna go, we're gonna have to kill him off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna give him like a hero scene, but not just, and then he leaves.
Is he in the sequel?
I don't think so. No. No, I don't think
really?
so.
What is...
In the sequel, they do introduce a kid as Danny Ketch, like the next Ghost Rider.
Oh, great. Right. That was Ghost Rider. At some point, we will do the second one. Hope you enjoyed this episode more than we enjoyed that film. Or by more than you enjoyed that, most of you enjoyed that film, because by sounds things, no one likes this film
at all.
Never mind. Nicolas Cage is still a legend, and
Yes.
will probably not be remembered for these films. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Well, thank you all for coming here tonight and drinking all of my booze. No, really. Please leave. The party's over. Get out.